It's Week 17 of the National Football League. And coming up, it's the Commanders' sure-handed tight end. He comes in second in the NFL in touchdown receptions. It's the Commanders and the Hawks on Thursday night.
The sun has gone down. The veteran Joey Sly set to get us started, and we are underway in our nation's capital. Taking in at the 3. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. And a glance here at their quarterback standing 6'3".
I tell you what, when he is on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one that's capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
Toward the sideline, and that is a nice catch as he's able to tiptoe his way out of bounds.
Now we get a stoppage because, as you can see, a member of the Commanders in some obvious discomfort. And not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. 2nd and 6. They'll run. It's Kenneth Walker. And they'll get to him quickly here as he'll get a yard, just a yard to the 22.
From the gun on 3rd down, Clifton. That's caught over the middle by Fant. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. First down, Seattle on a pickup of 13.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
Throwing on 1st down, Clifton. That's complete to DK Metcalf. He was locked in. 2 trips to the end zone, Charles, over 100 yards receiving.
How about the combination of route running, confidence going downfield, and the ability to go up and get the football? You're exactly right. It was hard for them to stop him.
And now some motion before the snap. And this will be our first penalty of the night's proceedings.
That one on the guard, Cesar Ruiz.
They were looking good on 2nd down, but now they're backed up 5 yards by the false start, and it's 2nd and 8. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw.
And they'll work this down inside the 30. So here's Washington now in excellent field position to start things out.
And they will be led out by their 2nd-year quarterback.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And outbounds right around the 20. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll give them a short yardage situation here for 2nd down.
Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct? I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for? So who are the freshest guys coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often. 2nd and 1 and people want to run the football. This is what every back in the league is supposed to do, exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Back to Robinson now on 1st down.
And he's going to get about 4 down inside the 10 to the 9.
9-yard line, 2nd and 6.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
Looking to throw. Morris. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Well, the pass rush has been a real strength of late. They know how to get after the quarterback.
Absolutely. 4 sacks last week. That's their first one here. Anything in particular you've seen from them or on film?
I think that they're winning athletically up front, winning those one-on-one battles, but also when the offensive line wants to keep everyone in and mass protect, they know how to scheme their way back to the quarterback as well.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And he will not be able to get the first as he can get this only down to the 5. It'll be a pickup of 13, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
Nice job understanding the situation. 3rd and long, kept the play in front of them and made the tackle. They gave up a good chunk of yardage, but it does force a 4th down.
Field goal unit and Joey Sly now.
This a fairly straightforward 22-yard short attempt.
Sly able to put this one through. And it's 3-0 Washington. So they get the turnover in plus territory. The drive stalls out, but still able to get 3 out of that.
Yeah, we were able to see an offense and a defense kind of mix and match with each other, didn't we? Both of them trying to make sure that they have the upper hand and the advantage. Offense trying to get to the end zone. Defense, of course, trying to hold them to a field goal attempt. And it wasn't a guaranteed lock 3 from where they started. So, you know, the offense has to be happy to come away with those 3 points.
Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their second drive.
And listen, these Thursday night games, they're tough on the body. You just played on Sunday, 72 hours later. Hey, it's game day again, but I have to think a Thursday night game in September much more preferable than a Thursday nighter in December, no?
Oh, there's no doubt about it. You mentioned how tough it is on the body. How about the mind? You're already tired, fatigued, right? Trying to battle for playoff spots. And here you have the quick turnaround. Now, the flip side is, if you take care of business, win that Thursday nighter, you go into a mini open week. Gives you a few extra days to heal up the body and the mind before you play your next game.
And he is going to lose yardage here. They'll wind up losing a couple yards here on the play, and it'll be 4th down.
The whole idea of the screen pass is to fool the defense in a big way and create a big play.
They weren't fooled.
Not 1 second, not 1 bit. How about them figuring it out, diagnosing it, and spilling it for lost yardage?
So on 4th down, here's Johnny Hecker to punt it away.
Back deep to return is K.J. Hamler.
And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35.
As the Commanders make their way out on offense, let's take a peek at the playoff picture in the NFC.
And for them, it's no longer a question of will they make the playoffs. They've clinched the division title. The question, can they hold on to that number 1 seed?
And this is where the mental fortitude comes to play, doesn't it? Because now you're not just the coach talking about it, it's team talking about it to each other, supporting each other, carrying each other along, because having that number 1 seed means everything in the NFL.
It does. So even though the division title's clinched, shouldn't take the foot off the gas.
No, not at all. Play it all the way through, and I think we've seen that in recent years in the NFL. The teams that play and play to win each and every game, they're the ones to deal with in the playoffs.
Morris now throwing on 1st down.
And they're going to get this up to midfield. 3 yards remain for 2nd down.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
2nd down and a run by Robinson.
And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. That one a 1st down pickup of 8.
Now that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork and add a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up 1st downs.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. The numbers in last week's bowling game for Robinson. 18 carries, 74 yards.
And now that he's playing a Thursday night game, short week, you know he spent a lot of time in the trainer's room in the cold tub trying to get his legs back for this game.
Morris looking to throw on second down. And he'll be brought down at the 27. A bit of a catch for him to remember. That's number 400 for his NFL career. Not a bad number at all. They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. Multiple defenders there to drop him for a loss of 4.
Well, competition comes up in so many different ways. And right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. Had about 5 sacks last week. We just saw their first one of this game.
So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14. Operating from the gun, Morris. Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete. A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. Back to throw, Morris. He rifles one that's intercepted. Tariq Woolen picks it, and the Seahawks are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line. So the interception there, and Charles, I'd imagine that's something you can maybe live with in December, but not come January.
And I love how you make the distinction there. You're talking about regular season versus the postseason, the playoffs. Because these guys, they've already clinched a playoff spot, but they know, looking ahead, when they get into the postseason, they've got to take better care of the football because turnovers in that situation, they really become magnified.
Good starting field position here for the Seahawks as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 37. Throwing to start the drive. Clifton to the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. Straight ahead, Walker. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2. They'll try for the first with Walker. He's going to be a yard short. Needed 2, but only got 1. 4th down.
4th and short, partner. I mean, this would be a really risky call really on the first quarter. Both sides of the field. But, boy, what a tone setter that would be to go for it and get it, wouldn't it?
You're gritty today. I like it.
I'm feeling it.
So on now is Johnny Hecker to punt this one away. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line.
That punt was near perfection as it checked up inside the 5-yard line. You never know where these things are going to go, do you?
No, what was it? You got a John Heisman quote about that, right?
He said the football is roughly a prolate spheroid, which means it's going to bounce funny, and you never know where it's going to end up.
They begin the drive with Robinson. And this is going to double their room to maneuver, able to get it from the 5 to the 10-yard line.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
They run and hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And they'll have great field position here as the ball will be at the 15-yard line. And in this very cold night air, how much harder, Charles, is it to hang on to that football?
It's a lot harder, and I know for the most part we think about a ball being slick when there's rain or snow, any type of moisture. But when it's cold and dry like this,
it is cold.
And it is cold, it's also slick that way because you're not able to really grip it the same way. Your hands are cold, and then the hits seem harder. So, yeah, it's a lot more difficult to hold on to the football, which means you have to emphasize it that much more.
Wind chills right now, 12 degrees. And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds. On second down, it's Walker. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Seahawk football here to start quarter number 2. In danger of squandering their great field position as they come up on a 3rd and 7. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Bad place to fumble down here in the red zone. At least they got it. They'll have another shot. Or no, they won't have another shot. It's going to be 4th down. Maybe they can at least salvage 3.
And they were thinking 6 points because at this position of the field, it's go time, right? You take your shots at the end zone. They weren't able to do that one. So you look over at the sideline. There's head coach saying, oh, heck, kick it. Field goal time.
Blankenship's kick is good. And that will tie us at 3-3. So the fumble recovery had them set up in ideal field position, but they can muster only 3 points out of it.
Yeah, when you're able to force turnovers, especially when it results in field position like they had, you really want to make it hurt. Here, they take the field goal. That's definitely not what they were hoping for.
Take it in at the 3. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. They come off a victory over the weekend, but now the quick turnaround here for this Thursday night game. How does that affect how teams like this approach these short turnarounds?
Well, wins and losses always factor into, how you're getting ready for the next game. But equally as important when you have the short turnaround, what is your injury situation? Are you losing key guys? And if so, how well have the backups prepared for this? Because you don't have much time to get them ready. They have to be ready before this week in order to play well in this game.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down. And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. That's taken on the 25. It's a 40-yard punt, 4 yards on the return, and it'll be Seahawk football 1st and 10. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. As mentioned, this one of the hottest teams in the NFL, riding that winning streak into this one, but now playing here on Thursday night. Do you think that this helps or hurts their momentum?
Well, ordinarily, I'd say it hurts the momentum because now you get that short week. But when a team's playing as well as they are, it actually allows them to down focus and only worry about themselves and less about their opponent. So when you're playing well, you just worry about the things you're doing well and let the opponent deal with that.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
Ultimately had it down, and that was nearly a big 3rd down conversion to give this drive some life. Instead, they're on the spot and help separate the receiver from the ball.
On is the punter, Hecker, as he gets this one away. Fair catch called. It's taken in right at the 20-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive, Morris. And he wisely will throw that one away. Well, the incompletion, but now we also have an injured player. Well, always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. On the draw, Robinson. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. 40 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries. What makes a draw play like that successful?
Well, we did see where he made the first wave miss, and that was a big part of it. But a lot of it is just being actors back there, making the defense think it's going to be a pass.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Morris.
Throw right side, complete to Dotson.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
Here's Morris to throw on 2nd down. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. His first catch of the game, good for 11 and a first down.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at it, and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
To throw is Morris. On 1st and 10. Morris fighting. He lost the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And they bring this one back. It's a fumble recovery and a Seattle touchdown. And Charles, look at the big fella. What a rumble that was. Not only to scoop it, but then take it the rest of the way for the touchdown.
And now you know they're going to have to hear about it from now on. The defensive backs, he's going to want to run with them, do their drills, the whole deal. He thinks he's the pace setter now.
It doesn't matter what happens in practice this week. He's smiling.
Extra point by Blankenship is up and good.
And the lead is now 10-3. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6.
So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. Taken in at the 3. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Here comes the Commanders' offense back onto the field. And, Charles, you look at these two teams, and these are those kind of litmus test games in the second half of the season that if you're a coach or a player, you can either really look forward to them or really dread them, depending on your point of view.
And if you're dreading them, you're not going to go very far in the playoffs. You need to look forward to these kind of games because here we've got two division leaders, both real contenders for the NFC title. And you're right, you love having easy games on your schedule, but you need some games like this to toughen you up a bit and ensure that you're ready for the shock of playoff football.
And he's going to be down at the 35, gain of 7.
Robinson will try to pick it up.
And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45.
10 yards there, good for a Washington first down.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Now Morris on first down.
That's out wide here for Robinson.
And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46. Morris now. Off play action. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense.
The sack goes to Chris Barnes. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
Washington on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 11. Back to throw. Morris. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. Past the 20. And they bring this one back. It's a fumble recovery and a Seattle touchdown. So that is now 2 fumble return touchdowns. You talk about something that's going to drive a head coach crazy.
Without a doubt. But for the defensive guys, once you do it once, you create a frenzy. Everybody wants to get involved, and they got it done a second time.
Now Blankenship on for the PAT.
It's up and good, and that makes it 17-3.
Makes the score Seahawks.
So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return.
From a yard or two deep, here comes the return. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. Back onto the field now, the Commanders offense.
And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half. I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Robinson up the middle.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 70 yards for him on the ground so far tonight as he has been terrific in this first half.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Again, it's Robinson. And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd
A
and
give up the middle to Gibson. And now time will be called here as Washington has an injured player down on the field. But not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Operating from the gun. Morris. Throw left side complete. That's Morgan. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 37. Give them 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward.
Yeah, these are the types of plays they're going to need to hit on if they're going to get back into this game. It hasn't been the greatest of first halves, but this is a nice throw here on 3rd down, and they keep the drive going.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Looking for Thomas, but that's intercepted. Picked up by Mike Hughes.
And the Seahawks are going to take possession of the football.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long, because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
The Seattle now ready to march onto the field.
And now they are in prime position, 1st and goal after the interception and return. They'll look to make it pay off for 6 points.
The best starting field position you could possibly have. 1st and goal from the 1. Looking to throw. Clifton. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Elijah Moore, his 6th touchdown of the season.
And the Seahawks are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Well, that didn't take long. The turnover instantly almost turning into points.
And when that happens, a lot of teams have the mentality of let's strike right now. You've got them off balance after the turnover or the takeaway. Let's go get it. And that's exactly what they did.
Rodrigo Blankenship on for the PAT.
And the lead now to 3 touchdowns and 21 points. Well, they got the ball in great field position. 1 play later, boom, end zone. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Washington takes over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
A look at Washington as they come onto the field.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
It's a pickup of 6. It brings up second and 4 at the 28-yard line.
Straight ahead, it's Robinson.
And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line.
90 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ball game.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Morris throwing on first down.
Checks this one down to Robinson.
So that'll be no better than an incompletion, and that'll make it second down. Operating from the gun, Morris
looking for Dotson, and he's got him.
And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 35. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Well, Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts,
as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
Here's a screen for Robinson. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. 7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Again, he'll drop to throw. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. Rashawn Gary in there for sack number 127 in his great career, moving him past Kansas City Hall of Famer Derek Thomas on the all-time list. And that sack certainly just strengthening his candidacy for Defensive Player of the Year. You think he's got that one in the bag yet?
I'm not willing to vote quite yet just because I won't wait until the season's over, but he is really tracking towards it. Just look at all the great plays we've seen from him throughout the season. Strength plays that you referenced there, as well as agility plays. Yeah. They just have not found a way to block him consistently.
And that's off the right upright, and it bounces away no good. And this will stay a 3-touchdown game.
It's hard to be surprised in the miss there with the way this first half has gone. Here they were hoping to get some sort of momentum to carry them into the locker room, but even this doesn't pan out.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
And maybe a chance for a quick completion and then a long field goal try. We'll see.
He'll find Metcalf.
And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
So we've reached halftime here. Let's throw in a broadcaster cliche, shall we? Both teams looking for a gift on Christmas Eve. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports.
All right, we'll bypass the halftime show in favor of returning to this late season game with the teams coming back from the locker rooms here a bit early.
And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. And he'll be out of bounds here just past the 20-yard line. Out comes the Washington offense as we get a look at the playoff race in the NFC. And with the final fortnight of games upon us, teams jockeying for position. Some of these games really starting to take enormous importance as they always do this time of year.
I like how you use fortnight.
Hey, you're impressed, don't you?
I am impressed. That means 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
That does.
But how about exactly what you're talking about? Going down the stretch, how much importance is placed on these games? Look, everyone talks about every game's important. When you get to this time of year, maybe that importance gets quadruple. And that's where we are right now to see who can make their last run, their last push to get into the playoffs.
And the Commanders first down. First and 10.
Here's Morris on 1st and 10. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end.
2nd and 7, operating from the 34.
Operating from the gun, Morris. And a quick throw here, that's complete. The broken tackle couldn't create a ton of space. He'll be taken down just beyond the 35-yard line. To throw is Morris from the gun on 3rd down.
Yeah, this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. 37 yards on the punt with no return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
Throwing to start the drive. Clifton over the middle. That's caught by Metcalf. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
That's another beautiful throw right there. Gets it to his man right in stride. And I think that throw kind of exemplifies what we've seen from this offense throughout this game. They've been in rhythm. They've been sharp. They've been on it. And they pick up another first down there.
Walker now on 1st and 10.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Back to throw. Clifton. He's got his big tight end, Fant. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 10 yards and a Seattle first down.
This is just more of the same. This defense has had no answer on a lot of these throws. They've let these receivers run wild, and here's another completion for good yardage.
On 1st and 10, Clifton, left side here, taken in by Metcalf.
And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second-half blowout material.
Got his man complete over the middle. It's Moore.
And not much happening there. He's taken down, but a late penalty flag in the backfield. This looks like a roughing call. So roughing the passer penalty, never one that you like to see.
Not at all, and especially when you're in that final push of the season. You can't afford to get your quarterback hurt before the playoffs roll around. And we know they'll be here before you know it.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
On the counter, it's Walker.
And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line.
Chase Young
In there for sack number 22 on the year. And, folks, that's just a half sack shy now of Michael Strahan's record of 22.5 set in 2001. And, partner, it's safe to say that the secondary really contributed to that sack.
Yeah, nickel set, 5 defensive backs. They covered everything. Nowhere to go with the football. But my question is, why didn't he throw it away?
Blankenship's kick is good.
And that will extend their lead even further.
Only 3 points there, but I got to think at this point in the third quarter, that's all you're really looking for.
And right now the lead is 3 touchdowns and 3 two-point conversions. So you and I both know a huge order for the best of teams. And from what we've seen so far, hard to believe that that's a likely scenario. 3 two-point conversions? That's difficult.
And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they all...
Morris fighting. He lost the football. And the Seahawks have recovered.
Brandon, that's the third time he's fumbled so far in this game. And, you know, you can make excuses for each and every one of them, but the bottom line is he's got to take care of it better. And now that he's shown a propensity for fumbling it, just think about what the defenders are trying to do.
Yeah, well, guys hate 1 fumble, 2's, oh, my goodness, 3 or more. Wow.
Just doesn't make any sense, does it?
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. Handoff now to Robinson. 106 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
Now Morris on 3rd down.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Tariq Woolen picks it, and the Seahawks are going to take possession of the football.
Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Clifton. This is the tight end fan. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Clifton. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. From the gun on 3rd down. Clifton escaping the pressure right. And it's not going to be enough here. A gain of 4, about 2 feet short of the marker. 4th down.
Out there is Rodrigo Blankenship in the field goal unit.
Right hash mark of 42-yard attempt.
Blankenship's kick is good.
And that will extend their lead even further.
So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
And this will come out to the 25 as Hamler elects not to return it.
A look at Washington as they come onto the field.
Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
On third down, Robinson.
And he's going to have the first down at about the 38.
A gain of 3 yards. That's good.
Morris now on first down. Morris fighting. He lost the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And they bring this one back. It's a fumble recovery and a Seattle touchdown.
Blankenship out for the point after.
And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there. Grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6.
So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. Fields it right around the goal line. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21.
Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here.
Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
Hand off to Robinson out of the shotgun.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
It's a gain of 14 yards. That's good.
Morris throwing on first down. He finds his man, complete. It's Morgan.
And they're going to get this up to midfield.
To number 80. 8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 50-yard line.
On the give, here's Robinson.
And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Off play action. Morris. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
It's 2nd down and 10.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception.
Tariq Woolen picks it, and the Seahawks are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line.
CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47.
They'll run with Walker to begin the drive. Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. 2nd down.
He was brought down at his 49-yard line. A 3-yard pickup.
To throw on 2nd down. Clifton completes it to Fant on the right side. So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at FedEx Field. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This will be 3rd and 5. Looking to throw. Clifton.
Setting up the screen here. This is Walker.
And he is going to lose yardage here. They call it a loss of a yard there. And that'll bring up 4th down. Here's Johnny Hecker now as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. And this will pin him back deep. That's going to kick out of bounds right at about the 7-yard line. And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
Now a handoff to start it out. Robinson. And he's up past the 10 to about the 12. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up
Operating from the gun. Morris. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. Here's Morris from the gun on 3rd down. And that will be incomplete. Here's Tressway now, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. Now a fair catch signaled for and made right about the 43-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their own 44.
Here's Walker to start the drive.
And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. The loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And boy, this burgundy and gold defense charged up now. They stop him behind the line again.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. Off the bootleg. Clifton.
Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way and worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Up the middle they run. It's Walker. And he'll be brought down just outside of the 30. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down.
And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On 3rd down, here's Walker.
And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line.
Out there is Rodrigo Blankenship in the field goal unit.
From the left hash, this will be a 52-yard attempt. And this is good. It was running out of gas there at the end, but he winds up getting just enough on it. And that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
The Commanders' offense set to take over. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
A gain of 10 yards. And the Commanders.
They'll look to throw again. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Second down and a run by Robinson. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
And a fair catch called for and made just outside the 15-yard line. 36 yards on the punt with no return.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
And out now come the Seahawks. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I both enjoy.
We share that.
We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a bunch of great ones, and it's going to be hard to parse who's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, it really is.
Is it going to be a runner? Is it going to be a thrower? Can a defender finally win it this season? Those are the things that we could probably discuss.
And collectively, this is about as dominant of a performance as you could have hoped for on both sides of the football.
Might have to put it number 1 for what we've seen this season.
Back to Walker on 1st down.
And give him 6 yards here as he's stopped near the 35 at the 34.
He's tackled at the 34-yard line. A 6-yard pickup.
Again, it's Walker.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
I haven't met a football team yet that runs the ball successfully that doesn't talk about having an attitude to be a running football team, right? You got to be able to put your nose in there, smell where the first down sticks are, and get there.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Up the middle, here's Walker.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Coming up on the final 2.5 minutes. And boy, has it been fun to watch this offense operate. Quite the display, and now they look to polish it off. Straight ahead, Walker.
Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away.
He completes this to Walker.
And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. Here's Johnny Hecker now as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And a fair catch called for and made at the 12-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt.
And the Commanders will take over, but backed up deep in their own territory.
To throw is Morris. Throwing to start the drive.
Target is to Dotson, and he's got him.
So the completion good for just 3. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Throwing left side, it's complete. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
Over the middle, brought in by Dotson. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go to each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season. But on game day, you both want to show your best. And I think that's what we saw from both the offense and